Hi guys, Level Up here. Today I wanted to bring you a very quick video on a hot topic at the moment, which is seeker mines. So Massive have made a decision to reduce the damage of the airburst by 60% to try and combat some of the issues that we're facing in Last Stand at the moment, where they're just everywhere and everyone's throwing seekers around and everyone's constantly on fire and getting one shot effectively. So we all knew that was coming. Whether it's the best solution is another question. That's for another debate, but it was clear that they were going to nerf airburst. It was less clear what they were going to do with the other seeker mine mods, if anything. They did hint that the base seeker mine was going to get a change, but they weren't too clear on it in the state of the game a couple of weeks ago. The Redstorm devs did mention something.
So those two things are kind of how we're addressing airburst.
That's
and
cool.
Then we're doing another balance pass on the unmodded seeker. So if you want the full DPS potential, like I said,
Okay.
it's going to be a little bit harder for you to reach, and you're not going to be one-shotting crazy tanky builds.
Very cool. Oh man, you guys triggered chat so hard.
And then in the patch notes it said base seeker mine damage reduced from 900 to 600, which is a 33% drop. So, that's quite a big drop, and it's going to have a big impact in PvE. So I thought I would just do a couple of videos side by side to show all the different seeker mine mods in the current live server versus the week 1 public test server for 1.7. So here we go. So starting with the cluster seeker mines then. So this is the one they said they weren't going to change. So we have the live server on the left and the 1.7 PTS on the right. And as you can see, it's exactly the same. So the bleed damage is the same at the end. You've got the 81-208 happening once the armor's stripped off. Slow motion, you can see the initial explosion is around 160,000 on each, and then while they're in their armour the bleed ticks at 120,000-ish, 122,000, and then 81-208 when the armour's gone. So no change confirmed to cluster mine then, which is good. So moving on to airburst. Prepare yourself guys. So on the left again, live server, instantly killed about 2 or 3 there, and on the right hand side you can see they've still got most of their armour left. In slow motion now, it's maybe it is overpowered in the live server, who knows, but it's good for clearing out groups of NPCs that are together. You can see on the right that they've still got about a third of their armour left. So completely useless. Now moving on to the base seeker mine. There we go. So we've killed the guy completely in the live server, but in the PTS he's got about a third of his health left. So it's a shame really. All of these should be viable options in PvE, and at the moment now there is only one viable option, which is the cluster mine. So yeah, it'd be nice to have other ways of dealing with the issue in PvP. So I think a simple solution would be just increase the different sources of exotic damage resilience, rather than just have it on the vest and the mask. Put it in other places, so you've got to make a choice between a DPS type attribute, damage dealing attribute, versus an EDR attribute, and then it gives a player a choice to actively spec towards resilience towards seeker mines versus extra damage on their weapon. So I think it's only week 1 of the PTS. It would be nice to think that they could chop it and change it a bit and come up with some other solutions. So let's see how it goes, but this is the situation in week 1. I thought I'd just show this just to make it very clear what the changes are and what the impact is on PvE. So there we are. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it was useful. And if you did think it was useful, please drop me a like and subscribe. I will try and keep up these videos going forward. Alright, thanks guys.